Well, God, hello everybody, and welcome to my episode 10 review, where it's all aboard the feels train as we kill off your favorite character. Oh my god, this episode was really hard to watch. I don't have any emotions anymore. Like, this, it's over. Like, I feel terrible. I don't know if I can keep watching this show, to be honest. Like, oh, this episode was so hard. It was so sad and just I don't know. I don't want to keep doing this. And it's so sad to see how the remnants were brainwashed and it just oh god. This episode was called Smile at Hope in the Name of Despair or Smile at Despair in the Name of Hope. I don't know. But good lord, just I can't wait until this is just over forever and I never have to watch it again. Actually, I watched it in English dub, so technically I do have to watch again, but seriously, this episode was just I didn't like this episode, to be honest. It's not because it wasn't a good episode. It was a great episode. In fact, it was an amazing episode, but I didn't like it. It was no. I just no. Okay. Okay, sorry, I've been stalling long enough. Let's get on with this. I'm sorry, it was a really sad episode. Like, this was more sad than Kirigiri's death. There was a lot of death flags raised, and obviously, everyone knew Chiaki was gonna die eventually, but honestly, like, it was so brutal, and just every time she got hit, you just felt bad. It was just terrible, and then the entire class was forced to watch, and that was oh. Okay, let's get on with it. I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time recovering from this episode. Okay, let's get going, guys. So, Yukizome and Chiaki are running down the hall to get to the other side, and Yukizome is pretending that she's still normal. And then it turns out that Junko has defeated Sakakura. And she's like, man, I didn't even have to use your weakness. And he's like, my weakness? And he's like, you're in love with one of your best friends that you grew up with. However, that friend is in love with your other best friend. And then she's like, your love is Chisa Yukizome. Not. It's Kyosuke Munakata. And that's basically what confirmed it. So he doesn't love Yukizome. He actually loves Munakata, which is I would have been fine with either because I think they both make sense. And then she's like, "Well, I wonder what will happen when I reveal this to him." And then he is forced to beg for her to not tell him, and he also has to say that she wasn't suspicious. And I assume that's why Munakata killed him in the future arc because he was like, like why, when he stabbed him, and then he's like, well, I got more important matters. Then, oh god, Mikana comes down, and she's like, oh, Chiaki got a broken ankle on the way here, so she'll be joining us soon. And then Gundam and Nekomaru get there. I'm sorry if you're watching this, and this is my first ever video that you've watched from me. You might be thinking, "Oh my God, this guy is so boring and he talks so quietly." I'm not. I'm just broken after this episode. I need a couple days. Thank God I don't have another upload day until Sunday. Jeez. So then they keep going to the red door, and they go inside the red door, and Chiaki Chiza opens the door, and then Yukizome grabs Chiaki and starts hugging her, being like, "Oh yeah, I'm so glad you're the class representative. That's why we chose you." And then she throws Chiaki into the elevator, and it just goes straight down. And then she sees Junko on a television. She's like, "You might be wondering, why did Chiza Yukizome betray you?" Well, that's because I made her watch the Despair video. However, that video is still incomplete, cannot brainwash you without some help. So therefore, we're going to add some little sprinkles to it. and you're gonna be the finisher. And then she's just confused by that. And then everyone's in the trial ground that they use in Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. And they display on the screen. She's like, "Now you are all going to fall into despair." Oop, boop, 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 boop. And because that's Monokuma's laugh. I love that laugh. I don't know why, I just do. And then it has the game over thing when they get punished. It's like, "It's punishment time!" And then it has a dun 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 dun. And it's like, game over, Nanami will now be punished. And then has her in a maze, and there's tons of traps on the floor. Looks like her arm had been cut open beforehand. And then she gets shot in the leg, gets hit with like a boulder, like a small boulder in the eye, meanwhile getting chased by a giant boulder. And everyone who is watching, all the students, they're all watching, and they're like, "We need to go save her," but they can't move because the video has Ryota's brainwashing methods to it. So they can't escape. They're all falling in love with despair. That's why they're all crying in this picture, because they want to save her, but they can't move. So then after that, she finally finds the goal, and she's about to open the door, and she sees the class. Then she sees Yukizome, and Yukizome reaches out her hand, and she starts walking toward, and then she gets hit right in the chest with a like a harpoon almost, and it was just like, oh. And then that happens, and she's still alive. And then she walks a little bit closer, and boom! Tons and tons of spike just go right through her, and just, oh. And then Komeida he got his crazy eyes from Danganronpa too, and he's just like, "Yes, Chiaki, don't you see? You are now all of our stepping stones for hope. You've shown us this despair, and now our hope must overcome it." Now, if you really think about it, Komeida is the only one who never fully fell into despair, because he's still under the belief after all this time that if there is despair, there is always hope. So you really need to think about that. And I was just like, "Komeida, shut up! This is not what I need right now." So then there's Chiaki laying there dead, but she's not actually dead. She's still awake. And Izuru walks up to her, and she's like, "You're Hajime, right?" And he's like, "Oh, are you talking about my previous self?" And she's like, "You really don't remember me? You gotta remember something." And he's like, "It's impossible. All my memories were deleted permanently." Which obviously isn't true according to Danganronpa 2 and 3. But, and then Chiaki is like, "You're the ultimate everything. You can surely remember that." And then he's like, I can't. And then she tries to stand up and help him, and she's like, "I don't want to die. I want to spend time with the classroom. I want to spend time with you, play more games. But I guess I can't." And then she tries to get up, and then falls over, and then bleeds out. And then Izuru goes over to check the body, and then her hairpin, the Gallica hairpin fell out. He picks it up, and he's looking at it, and he starts crying. And those were Hajime's tears. That was not Izuru right there. And that's when my heart actually broke. I was just like, "Nope, I'm not. I'm done. I'm watching the show, taking off my headphones. Okay, bye." Seriously. Oh, God, that scene was just like, yep, there it is. There it is. There it is. That's why Izuru fell into despair. It was because of Hajime the entire time. And then, like, he touches his face, and he's like, "What?" Because he didn't know he was crying. He was just like, "Oh, I literally can't. Like, this show, I don't know if I can watch another episode. That was, no." Well, I'm done. Next episode, I guess we're gonna see, the end of the world. Or at least what leads up to it. But, yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Stick around for more Danganronpa content. I'll be covering Re3 as well as the rest of this show, and I'll see you all, next time, and hopefully we don't have another heartbreaker. Peace out.